Hello, young ladies and young gentlemen who are learning beginner level applied computer science. I'd like to offer you one option for practicing with small pieces of code on a website's area for practicing with code if you have not yet installed your programming language of choice on your computer at home. So you should install. This is an example that I ran on a website. Now, for beginners, you're probably going to start learning with either Ruby or Python, since that is often the best choice for beginners. There are other reasons to start off with JavaScript or C, but that's an issue for another day. Now, you should install the software for the programming language that you're going to learn and practice with on your PC. Typically either Ruby or Python. Suppose you have not yet done the installation, which is a bit of work and takes a little bit of looking up information as to how to do it. Suppose you have not yet installed the programming language software on your PC at home. There are websites where you can type in and practice with small sections of code. It's not very convenient if it's like 300 lines of code. But for small pieces of code, say less than 20 lines of code for each practice example, there are websites where you can type in the code and see what the output is, see what your code produces. And I don't know all of these websites. I don't know which one is the best. So there are some of these websites that I don't know about. But you can practice writing, say, a small piece of Ruby code and click on a certain button on the website, and the code runs and it prints out the output. And this can be, until you get your software installed on your home PC, this can be a good way to practice and to learn as long as you keep your pieces of code small. Okay. Now, one site that I have found is this. It's not perfect, but it's the one that I have found so far. Tutorialspoint.com. tutorialspoint.com. So you can go to that website. You can go to www.tutorialspoint.com. tutorialspoint.com. It's right here. And you go to the home page. It is apparently a startup. There is some advertising, which can be sometimes annoying, but it has not gotten my way. You go to the main page for tutorialspoint.com. In the bar at the top of the main page, you'll see an area where it says Coding Ground. So you're at the main page. In the bar at the top of the window, see where it says Coding Ground and click there. Then it takes you to another page. Now on this other page, if you look not at the bottom but near the bottom of this second page, you'll see 6 buttons, 6 yellow circles almost at the bottom. Apparently these 6 yellow circles are for the choices HTML, CSS, jQuery, Bootstrap, Ruby, and Python. So you'll see 6 yellow circles. If you want Ruby, click on the 5th yellow circle. If you want Python, click on the last yellow circle. Now we want Ruby, so find these 6 yellow circles and click on the 5th circle. It's a red gem in a yellow circle. Click there and it will take you to another page. And this page, by the way, has has a URL, tutorialspoint.com/executerubyonline.php with underscores instead of white spaces between the execute and Ruby. So you can probably type that straightforward. But for the meantime, go to the main page, do what I do to get to the second page, and do what I said to get to the third page. The third page here's what you're going to see on the third page. You're going to see a panel on the left side. That is where you type your code. Okay? You're going to see a panel that should be empty to begin with on the right side. So you've gotten to the page where you want to practice with little pieces of Ruby code. So on the left side, type in, bring your mouse and click there so you're in there, so you can type in there. Type this in. Okay, now above the left side there's a little button that says execute. Okay, so type in this code, and when you want to run that code, there's a little area here that says execute. You click there, and it's going to produce the output here on the right side of the web page. So you type in, these are print statements. PUTS is a print statement in Ruby. PUTS means print. So you type in puts hello, puts get lost with quotes around each. Type in I equal 10, J equal 4, while I less than 15, while I less than 15 do, I equal I plus 1, J equal J plus 1, end. That end finishes off the subsection that's inside the while loop. Then at the end puts I, comma, a space in quotes, comma, J. Okay? Now, that's what I did, and then when you finish typing in the code that you want to test out, there's a little button that says execute here, right here above the left panel, and then you click on that, and it runs this program, and if there's any output, it puts it here in the right part of the web page. What I got was, since this is a print statement, it printed hello, and then I went to the next line. Okay, this is a print statement. PUTS is just print. It means put string. It means print. Puts get lost. It did get lost. I equal 10 will not print anything, but it matters later on. J equal 4. Then I modify the values of I and J with this while loop, and I want you to think about what this while loop must be doing. Think about why it must produce output like this. Think about that, okay? See if you can figure it out. So there's no print statement here. These statements assign values to I and J, and then reassign and change the values assigned to I and J. And then when the program is finished, again, this is a print statement. Print whatever the final value of I is and the final value of J is, so I can see if my code is doing what I think it should be doing. And it prints out 15 and 9. As it turns out, it prints out I, which is now 15. It turns out it prints a space, which gets its own line, which tells me I don't really need the space. I was afraid that the 15 and 9 would get clumped together with no white space. That's why I put that there. Then comma, then it prints out J, and J is now the number 9. So what that tells you is, this print statement tells you that at the end of the program, the value of I is now 15 and the value of J is now 9. That's the reason for the print statement. Okay? So there are probably other websites. This appears to be some kind of startup. It has some level of advertising. This is a very convenient page, the third web page we get to. Very convenient. Hopefully it will always be that way. There are other websites that provide this, but I don't know how many, and I don't know what they are just yet. But so far, for the time being, this setup is pretty convenient. And this is a good way to practice. This is a good way to practice either Ruby or Python. Okay? So you can take what I teach you during my other YouTube lessons. You can pick a programming language, either Ruby or Python, and you can practice writing little pieces of code. Don't type in a 50-line program or a 100-line program. Once you get to that stage, you need to install your software on your PC and save your code to files so that they're saved for the next day. Okay, so just keep this in mind. This is good for practicing with little pieces of code.